Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I am still in my jammies. um, I was very sick yesterday. I started to vlog yesterday, and I got a couple of minutes of footage in, and I'll insert those right here. Happy Thursday, everyone. And look what it's doing again. Oh my goodness. We got over, I don't know, it was varying in different parts of our area, but in our area we probably got about 8 inches of rain on Monday. And we ended up getting water in our basement. Not a lot, but some. And we have a finished basement, as you guys know. So part of the carpet got wet, and it's finally dry. Last night we determined that it was dry, so that's a blessing. But we certainly don't need any more rain. And we're getting ready to go to a friend's house. We were supposed to have a pool party today, but I think it's going to be a hang out in the house and chat party because it's just pouring down rain. We just have not been catching a break with these storms pretty much all week. Yesterday, which was obviously Wednesday, there was a really quick storm that ran through in a nearby town of ours where my brother-in-law and his 3 kids live. And it was, I don't think it was officially designated, but I went and saw the storm damage, and I truly believe it was a small tornado that came through. And it knocked down a ton of trees, and they had a big, beautiful maple tree behind their house, and it got knocked over and right on their house. Put a hole through their roof. Water was pouring in, and the poor kids were home alone because their dad was still at work. And my niece called me and said that, told me what had happened, and their power was out and that their dad wasn't home. And they're not young kids. Like, my nephew is almost 18, and my niece will be 16 in December, and then they have a younger sister who's 10 or 11, can't remember. I think she's 10. But anyway, but they were home alone, so I got in the car and I went over to check on them, and they had the road blocked, and I couldn't get through because the trees had knocked power lines down, and there were live wires across the road. So I wasn't able to go to their house, but I came back home, and by that time it was like 7 o'clock at night, 7:30, and I called, and their dad was home. They let him through because he told the guys, "Now listen, I live right there, that's my house," because I could see their house from where they had it blocked off, but they wouldn't let me through. And he's like, "That's my house, my kids are home alone, and I'm going through whether you like it or not." And they let him through. And I told him, I was like, "Why didn't they let me through?" I told them that was my nieces and nephews were home alone. And he's like, "Well, you're just too nice." I guess I'm not intimidating enough, I guess. But anyway, yeah, he and my brother and the kids were able to get the tree sawed up and off the roof. My husband wanted to go help them, but he has a rotator cuff injury, and he can't lift anything heavy, so he wasn't able to go help them, which he felt really bad about. But anyway, I spoke to him, my brother-in-law, last night, and everyone's fine. They got the roof tarped and everything, and their homeowner's insurance will pay for the damage. But yeah, that was not good. And so then when I saw these storms rolling through, I'm like, oh great. And it's supposed to be stormy and rainy on and off for the next several days. And I should have known this weather system was coming, because early this morning, like 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I felt kind of dizzy, and my head was congested, and I had a bad headache. So I got up and took some pills, some medicine. Well, then about 4 o'clock this morning, 4:30, I woke up and the room was spinning. I was having a vertigo attack, which I get those when my sinuses are all messed up, and I have medicine for that. So I took some of that medicine, and it makes you sleepy. So now I'm running late and I thought, it's raining, pouring down rain outside. I'm going to take time to vlog a little bit this morning because I'm not going to try to go to my friend's house when it's pouring down rain. And I messaged her and said, we're going to be late. And then when I got up, I slept later than normal because my vertigo medicine makes me sleepy. So when I finally got up about 8:30, I was still feeling lightheaded and just awful. So I took another sinus pill, which you can take the two medicines at the same time. And I still have a little bit of an achiness behind my eyes, but I am starting to feel a little bit better, thank goodness. But yeah, just in the last few years, whenever there's a high pressure system, it affects my sinuses, and then I end up with that vertigo. It's not fun when the room spins. It's just not fun. And then when you try to stand and you're all like, I've never been drunk a day in my life, but I imagine that's probably what it feels like. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to finish getting ready. I probably won't vlog at their house. It's just going to be a bunch of us homeschool moms sitting around talking. And but I'll be back with you later when we get home. So anyway, yeah, my headache and my dizziness just did not let up. I ended up going to my friend's house, but I kind of just sat on her couch like a zombie and visited for a couple hours, and then came home and just sat in the chair. I was able to, get the rest of our dinner together, and then about 7 o'clock I put on my cozy flannel jammies and took some medicine and went to bed, and I slept. I didn't go to sleep till probably about 9 o'clock. I watched some television, but I slept clear through till 8:30 this morning and feel a lot better today. So I'm in the process of getting breakfast going, and let me show you. Let me turn the camera around and show you something. My daughter made brownies last night, and I told her to clean up her mess when she was done. And yeah, she washed all the dishes. The dishes are done, but yeah, crumbs for where she cut the brownies, and still has the hot pad out. So yeah, I'm gonna get this counter cleaned off, and I'm gonna make myself some coffee. I'm working on that right now. So anyway, guys, we're going to Costco tonight, and that'll definitely be a separate video. My Costco haul. We're still kind of on a tighter budget this month, but there's quite a few things I've run out of at Costco that I don't want to wait another month to get. So I'm going to be doing bills today, and then I'll know exactly where we are as far as how much money I can spend. I'm not looking forward to that. So how many of you hate doing bills? I hate doing them. Even if we're not in a tight budget, because some months, some weeks are better than others, and even when I'm not in a tight budget, I just hate doing bills. I just do. I hate giving my money to other people. But okay, some of the bills are like really necessary bills, like electricity and house payment and that kind of stuff. And some of them are bills that are just because we were stupid and we got ourselves in debt. And those are the ones I really hate to pay. We're not in major financial trouble. I mean, we're not in thousands and thousands of dollars debt, but we have debt that if we'd been smart years ago, we'd never have accumulated. So, but I'm working on it. We're working on trying to get it paid off. We're doing the snowball effect thing like the Dave Ramsey talks about. So we're working on it. So I'm going to get my breakfast going, and I'll be back. I'll show you what I'm having for breakfast today. Okay, so this is my breakfast today, guys. I got a cup of coffee, and as you'll notice, I am using the mug Michelle sent me. Thinking of you today, Michelle. And I'm going to put pure maple syrup on my pancakes, And then I have just a jug of ice water. Did I say pancakes? I meant waffles. I still must be half out of it from yesterday. But these are some gluten-free waffles that I got a while back, and they were in the freezer, and so I decided I needed to use them up. So, and I've got fresh organic blueberries on them. All right, I'm going to go. I went out first thing this morning and let the ducks out into their yard and gave the chickens and some scratch, but I noticed that they needed some food and water, so I come back out here to give some food and water to some of them, and I'm going to let Virginia out of her cage for a while. I let her out into this grassy area so she can scratch around and get some bugs and whatnot. So let me put you down and I will get her out. Hi, girl. She's a good girl. She is a good girl. Okay, let me put her down. There she is, enjoying the grass. So I'll leave her out while I feed and water the other animals. She is such a sweetheart. I really love that chicken. I'd bring her in the house if I thought she'd enjoy it, but she really wouldn't. My dogs would never leave her alone, for one thing. Plus, chicken poo really stinks bad. It would really be nasty in the house. Okay, I'm on to my other work. Alright, I got everybody fed and I'm working on watering them now. I'm working on this pool. I cleaned that one out yesterday and look how grody it is. But I'm not going to give them fresh water in that one today. It just taxes our pump and our well too much to be filling 3 different pools every day. So I'll change the water like every other day in each pool, and I stagger them so they have at least one pool that's completely fresh water. But they're looking forward to getting in there, I can tell. And all that noise is coming from the ducklings over there. See, this is not a great... I changed their water this morning already, and that's Miki that's making all that racket. She's always been the one that talks the most. I'll be so glad when I can let them out of there. Another month at least. They need to be in there. I want them to be at least 5 or 6 months old before I let them out with the drakes. Or if I notice that Barbosa starts acting funny, starts trying to mate with them, then I'll let them all out. Because if he's mating with them, then it won't bother them if my khaki drakes are mating with them. I just don't want them to be mated too soon, because it might injure them. So anybody starting out with ducks, I would highly recommend that you not have any drakes unless you are wanting to have fertile eggs to incubate, because I only have my ducks for the enjoyment of watching them and for their eggs. Our family prefers duck eggs over chicken eggs. And I kept the drakes, the 2 drakes in there, and I kept Barbosa, only because I'm too soft-hearted. I had raised them from chicks or ducklings, I should say, and I got attached to them, and I couldn't give them away. So now they have a life with me forever, but they sure are a big old giant pain sometimes. As you can see, Oliver is still hanging around. He still hangs out back behind my house, around the backyard, and I give him food and water every day. And then he goes off somewhere and roosts at night, don't know where. Sure wish he would have been a good boy, because then I could have kept him in where it was safer, but he messed it up for himself by being naughty. This is my back deck, and all this viney stuff growing on the railing is morning glories, and they're just volunteer. I planted morning glories one time years and years ago, and not even back here. They were in the front of my house, and they just come back every year, and they kind of move. They kind of migrate. And so now they come over here. They're over here on my back deck, and I've got the red fuchsia colored ones, and then I've got the blue ones. They're starting to close up for the day because the sun is hitting them. But yeah, I get morning glories every year, and they climb and climb and climb. Now they're going back here on my back fence. Every year in the spring when I see the little baby morning glories coming up, I don't let anybody pull them up. And if you look down here at the ground, there's a bunch of little baby ones. Now these won't ever amount to anything because I don't think, because we don't have much time left. I mean, it's the middle of August. I guess they could do quite a bit of growing. We get our first hard frost usually in October, so who knows. But anyway, yeah, there they are, my morning glories. It's the only thing that really grows well, and I don't do a thing with them. I don't touch them and they grow well. Told you I have a black thumb. Any plant I try to grow on purpose is a disaster. But anything I just leave go and let the wild take care of it grows like crazy. The other day I cleaned out my freezer up here, my upstairs freezer, my refrigerator freezer, and I found some old bags of chicken, cooked chicken, that I don't even remember why I had it all bagged up in these little individual baggies. There was like 2 or 3 of them in there, and then I had some of this, it's lactose-free cheese, but it's not dairy-free. It's just lactose-free, and I can't eat it because it's not the lactose that I have trouble with. It's the protein in milk and in dairy products that gives me trouble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chicken off the bones, and I'm going to dice it up small, and I'm going to throw this cheese in there because my family doesn't like this cheese either. I mean, I can't eat it, and they don't like it. So anyway, I'm going to mix this all up, and I'm going to make some addition to the dog food. We'll still give them their dry dog food, but we'll put a scoop or so of the chicken and cheese mixture onto their food just to make it a little tastier, and so that it doesn't go to waste. And I also found a hot dog in there that's been in there for who knows how long. So I'm going to dice that up as well. And so how do you guys take care of stuff that gets lost in the back of your freezer? Do you try to use it anyway? I hate to see food go to waste. I really do. And unless it's rotten and moldy, I don't throw it away if I possibly can avoid it. Now, obviously, if it was something that was dangerous for my dogs to eat, I wouldn't feed it to them, like onions or garlic or chocolate, but who are we kidding? Chocolate doesn't go to waste in this household. Chocolate barely survives in this household. So, but anyway, yeah, my freezer gets so disorganized and so messed up, and stuff gets buried in there, and I completely forget about it. And then when I find it, I'm like, how long has this been in there? And so it's kind of a frustrating thing. especially my small upstairs freezer where, you know, multiple people in the family get into it. The freezers that I basically just get into, they stay more organized, but my upstairs freezer is, oh, it's a mess all the time. And I've tried different ways to organize it. I've seen where people put like organizing baskets that they get from like the dollar store in there to put things in, and they label them and all of that. And I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know if it's because I have such a small freezer or why, but I always feel like those baskets just end up taking up more space, and they get in the way more than, you know, save me trouble. They just get in the way. And so how do you guys organize your freezers? Give me some tips on how I can stop wasting food and use what's in there. And I know a big thing that I should do, and I'm trying to do better at, is to actually label the food. I always think, you know, oh, I'll remember what that is. I'll just be able to tell by looking at it. Well, it's pretty amazing how freezing something changes the appearance of it. I mean, I have something downstairs in my freezer downstairs. It's in a Ziploc bag. I think it's some kind of soup, but I'm not 100% sure, because when I put it in the thing, I thought, oh, I'll remember what this is, and I didn't label it. Well, now, I can't remember. I have no idea what it is. I'm going to have to thaw it out one day and determine if it's fit to use, or if I should just, you know, feed it to the dogs, or take it out for the barn cats, or whatever I need to do with it. So, yeah, I hate it. I hate it when I waste food. You know, we don't have a lot of money, and food's not just given to us. We have to buy it, or we have to raise it. And I hate it when it goes to waste. Thankfully, I don't waste a lot. A lot of it does not get wasted, so I'm thankful for that. All right, I'm going to finish this up, and when I get back, I'll show you what it looks like. So here it is after I got it all mixed up. This pan will be for now. We'll put it in the refrigerator with a lid on it, and we'll give them a scoop of this on top of their dry dog food every day. And then I got this for the freezer, and as you can see, I have it clearly labeled dog food. So I will know exactly what this is when this runs out. I'll pull this out, let it defrost, and we'll start using that up. So that's just how we pinch pennies around here and not waste anything. Let me know how you pinch pennies in your house and keep things from going to waste. Okay, so this is my lunch for today. It's a salad with romaine lettuce, some shredded chicken, some blueberries, some hemp seed, and a few organic croutons with my homemade honey mustard dressing. So that's what's for lunch. I'm going to eat this, and then I'm going to work on bills. Okay, friends, we just got back from Costco. It's about 8:30 at night, so I think I'm going to close the vlog out here. I just did my Costco haul, and we'll get that uploaded. It'll be on a separate video, and will be uploaded. I'll upload this video tonight and the Costco haul tomorrow night, so I'll be watching for that. And hopefully that Costco haul gets doesn't get as many thumbs down as my last one did. I don't know what happened, why people gave me so many thumbs down on that one, but I got several, and try not to let it bother me, but it does. I can't help it. So anyway, I think I'm going to close this vlog out here, and we will say good night. And oh, I almost forgot to tell you, I ordered my little meat chicks today, my 50 meat chicks, so they shall be coming next week, and I'll definitely video that when they arrive. So we'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye, friends.